Hey guys, Dannesh here, founder of Silky Socks. I'm here in my home office. I call it my studio, where I've got a couple heat presses set up, a cabinet full of my samples and supplies, an iMac computer, but it's actually just my garage, and it's where I'm doing all my work now. How did I go from a 10,000 square foot warehouse to this little setup right here? The full story coming up. So in January of this year, I just wasn't feeling it. Business was down about 30% and from last year, and that's already after a drop off from 22 to 23. And it's not just us, industry-wide and other industries as well have talked about a drop of about 30% in their revenue and business in first quarter of 2024. So I was like, damn. Something's gotta change. I've got this massive warehouse, 9,350 square feet to be exact, and it's getting more and more expensive while business is tightening up and getting more and more costly to run. What should I do here? Something's gotta change. Something's not right, and if I don't make a change, it's just gonna be a matter of time until I'm forced to make a change. So I took a long, hard, honest look at the numbers. Only 3% of the revenue was made up from printed goods, where we actually do the sublimation printing. The other 97% of our business was selling blanks. Well, I thought, okay, that makes sense. I'm fully focused on being a blank supplier now, and I don't actually chase printing business. It just kind of trickles in when it comes, and then we do those orders, but the primary focus is developing and carrying blanks and making a dope blank apparel line for other printers. And that's been the focus now since about 2019 at Silky Socks. So I said, okay, we've got 3% of the revenue plus all the headache. It requires all this space. We had those large wide format printers for doing the sublimation. It requires employees on site to be able to do the pressing, to be able to make the mock-ups and work with the customer and get it right. But all this stuff just for 3% of our revenue. This is just a distraction more than anything, I thought, because it also takes away from my time and effort and energy in developing and creating more blanks for you guys, the sublimation community. You ever heard the phrase, you can't chase two rabbits? Well, in this case, I was chasing two rabbits, and one of those rabbits was funding the whole operation. And the other rabbit was kind of just cool to get cool content, make good samples, and have some fun, like making the sublimated items. But I could do that from anywhere. I could get content from here in my garage. I don't need this massive operation just for samples and content. I need to rescue this business and just hold on to the core offering, blank supply. So what if I eliminate sublimation printing altogether and only sell the blanks, I thought? How could I efficiently do that? Let's talk to some 3PLs, third-party logistics companies. For those that don't know, a third-party logistics company is a company that specializes in warehousing, shipping, and logistics. They're not the brand. They're not gonna do your customer service or sales or marketing, but they can do the back-end fulfillment, which is essentially the day-to-day operations side of the business. So I was like, yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to send all my inventory to a 3PL, let them pick, pack, and ship my orders as they come in, and I'll handle the sales, marketing, new product development, and customer service, which that's already a lot to handle, as you can see. But let them handle the day-to-day shipping and warehousing of the goods, and I can effectively sell all this equipment and close the entire warehouse, I thought. And that's exactly what I did. I literally obsessed over it and called and researched 3PLs like crazy for about a week until I found the right fit for us. Then I called my landlord and I said to him, hey man, I want out of the lease. Business has changed and I can't continue operating this way. I gave him an honest explanation, and I literally had 30 months left on the lease. Yep. And he said, okay, I'll let you out. He said, you're a good guy and you're being honest with me, so I'll let you out and find another tenant. And I was like, really? Thanks, man. That's awesome of you." He said, "You're welcome." He said he appreciated my honesty and he didn't want to put me in a tough spot. He didn't want to hold me. So I was like, "Man, that's really cool of you." So we agreed on a termination date of March 31st, and he kept my security deposit, which was 1.5 months rent, but I was honestly cool with that. He let me off the hook for the rest. And like I said, about 2.5 years left on the lease. So I was really grateful for that. This call was on January 23rd. I made the call. So that gave me exactly 2 months to pack up all my inventory, move it to this 3PL, get them up and running, and sell all of my equipment, clean up the building, and close my doors. And I did exactly that, but I didn't waste a day. I got started right away and virtually daily for 45 days until it all got done. Whew, I was on a mission to get that move done fast, efficiently, and with time to spare. And that's exactly what I did. So here's a quick highlight of all of that. Employees. Let's talk about what happened to the employees for a second. If people have asked me like, so what happened to your employees? But before I jump into that, if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel, drop us a like and a comment. It really helps the channel and it'll help me continue to make dope content like this and continue to develop blanks that y'all can sublimate on. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing, but if y'all wanna show some love back, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get back to the program. Okay, so the employees. I had to be straight up and honest with them and tell them as early as possible. I didn't want to hide anything or beat around the bush because that doesn't make tough conversations any easier. So basically, the day after I had the conversation with the landlord and the 3PL, and I confirmed that I want to do this, the very next day I told the employees. I first texted them and said, "Hey, can you guys come meet me in the front to talk? I need to talk to you guys." You know, when you soften someone up and say, "Hey, can we talk?" Then they kind of at least are expecting some kind of serious talk. So I sat them down and I said, "I'm gonna be closing the entire warehouse and operations here. Fortunately, it just doesn't make sense anymore to keep this costly large warehouse going, and I'm eliminating sublimation printing from our offering, and we'll be selling only blanks now and doing it via 3PL partner instead of ourselves." I was straight up with them and straight to the point. And then I was available to answer any questions they had. The main question they had was, how long do we have until this closure? I told them 3 to 4 weeks was my estimated timeline, and that if they find another job during that period to go ahead and take it, but that I'll keep them on as long as we're shipping orders from that location. So one of the gals actually found a job within 2 weeks and she took it, so I was happy about that. That was our admin and customer service gal. And the other 2 gals stayed on until their services were no longer needed. Then I paid them out and wished them the best of luck. I know it's tough, but long term I think it's best for all parties involved. They'll find something that challenges them, that's busy for them and growing. To stick around and hold on to a structure that needs to change or is not viable anymore, I feel only does damage. So it's just one of those conversations that as a business owner, it's tough to have and we avoid them. But I think the best advice here is when you need to have tough conversations, do it honestly and respectfully, and don't wait or try to hide it. Because if you do, things only get worse and more difficult. So have those tough conversations straight up, straight ahead, and just keep it real, keep it 100. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about here is how it's going with the 3PL. And honestly, I'm pleased to say it's going great. Initially, it was a grind to set up. I had to be there every day for about a week and a half. We had to set up their picking zone efficiently. That means one of each of our 300 SKUs in one area for easy picking. Like 1 box per SKU with socks grouped together, shirts grouped together, sleeves all grouped together, then jigs grouped together, even how to wrap our jigs the way we want it, and how to like make an assorted pack if somebody orders a bunch of different assorted blanks, how we want those packaged. So at first I was working the whole system with them. They were taking notes and kind of understanding it with me, and within a few days they just started doing it themselves and they got it down packed, and I was just sitting back and watching, and I was amazed to watch them just go to work on it without even needing me. That was a really good feeling. So that's when I stopped going in every single day, and then I finished my move and set up this garage space for me to work and chill and do my videos, and now we're here. The 3PL is located in Ontario, California, and I'm in Orange County, California, near Irvine, so it's about a 40-minute drive for me, not that far. I'll still be going in once every few weeks to check on things and see how it's going and keep a little eye on the operation. But overall, I'll let them do their thing. If you order some blanks, they're picking, packing, and shipping them pretty much the same day if the order is placed before noon Pacific Standard Time. And if it's after that, then it'll ship the next day. So a same day cutoff time is awesome. We were slower than that before. We were averaging 1 to 2 business days processing time. So I'm super excited. And you might be wondering, so how much of a cost savings am I incurring now by doing this move? Well, it's about an 80 to 90% cost savings. Yep, 80 to 90%. And I eliminated just 3% of my business, which is wild if you think about it. So as offering both, I just had a lot of dead space, a lot of extra space that wasn't being used, machine space, storage space, equipment space. And being at a 3PL, their ceilings are like 35 feet high, so they stack our pallets nice and efficiently and charge me a storage fee, which they're more efficient than I was being in my 16-foot ceilings with like shelving. They got these professional pallet racks, professional forklifts, and their team is logistics heavy, right? We have a different specialties. So now I can focus on my specialties, which is developing dope products for sublimation, making dope videos, and talking to all of you and trying to do our best with customer service. Let them handle the nitty gritty. So it's a beautiful setup. I'm really excited about the future, and nothing's gonna change on the blank supply side. We're still Silky Socks, producing inventory of blanks and warehousing them, stocking them, and shipping them every day. So nothing's gonna change on that side. In fact, like I said, we hopefully got better, and I'm gonna continue to see you guys here on social media and videos and at trade shows. So if you're coming out to the trade shows, I look forward to seeing you at some of those in the near future. And we're gonna keep it business as usual and continue. It's only up from here, baby. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and got some business knowledge and some insight from this story and this pivot that Silky Socks did in 2024. Until the next video, I'm out. Peace.